Hello, everyone. This is MDB, Modified Darvas Box, and I am back from tennis in Southern California, and it was a great weekend. And I highly recommend everybody try and spend your trading winnings on doing fun stuff like going to sporting events and stuff. Uh, Tennis I really enjoy, and I get to see my mother and all that good stuff. So, fun weekend. But now we're back and I thought I'd do a quick midweek video here on this Tuesday, the 19th. And, the market's been closed for about a little over an hour now. But I haven't done a video in a couple of weeks now. So thought we'd quickly review what's going on and see if anything interesting is outstanding. The market seems to be sort of at a crossroads. Some areas are maybe got a little too hot. Maybe some areas are just marching right along. It's still a bull market. So until we get a real signal that says otherwise, yeah, there may be some areas of weakness, but like I put over the weekend, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Cue the music. So let's get into it here. For anyone who hasn't ever watched one of my videos, I'm an independent private trader, investor. I prefer investor. And I developed a unique trading system based on the book by Nicholas Darvas, and also has some principles from the Strat. If you ever look into the Strat strategy, they're all pretty good. I learned the Strat a couple of years ago, and I took what works for me out of it and incorporated in my system here. Uh, I'm looking at stuff that's here on the upper right side, looking for signals that'll help guide me to making decisions whether we should be buy, selling, or sitting. Uh, I have my stocks here on 6 different major lists. I'm constantly moving them around between the lists, and it's a form of relative strength by doing that as well. And then the last part is I use colors to help identify the signals on my charts. And if you don't use colors, you know, give it a try. It might be helpful for you. Okay, first item is always here on indexes, list one, the AMZ, and this one keeps moving up. Energy prices are starting to go up. So, man, this is a great spot to be in if you're looking for uh, income vehicles for that. RK, I've really got this actually now because Kathy Wood's not really a very good money manager, but the charts look great for showing the colors here. Like blue bars tend to mean excess exuberance, generally followed by reds, but not always, because again, nothing's guaranteed in the market. Yellow bar buy signals right here. White bar sell signals. Pink bar sell signal, not sell signals, but pink bar signals. The blues and the pinks mean pay attention. The yellows are bullish, and the whites are bearish, and the light grays are inside bars. But the real thing about signals is that you see a signal, you got to wait till the signal is fully formed, and then you trade off the reaction to that signal. Sometimes there's no reaction, sometimes there's a contrary reaction, and sometimes there's an inline reaction. So, like for example, right here, white bar sell signal, followed by a very bullish yellow bar signal. But then that one went nowhere as the reaction to that one was just a regular red sell signal. What happens after that? Price went sideways here. So that's how you look at signals. People are constantly saying, "Oh, buying it off the 50-day, buying it off the 10-day moving average, buying off of this." Well, the thing with moving averages is when price hits a moving average, are you supposed to be buying or selling? Is it resistance or is it a form of time to get out? How do you know? Everybody talks about moving averages, but to be honest, I never figured out how to use them in a sense of trading. So hopefully you figured it out because I didn't, and I've only been doing this for 25 years. Okay, oil, proxy for oil. Oil has had a box breakout. No volume here because it's just a proxy, but yeah, man, oil is bullish. Energy is bullish. NASDAQ here, this is the all-time high on this yellow line. Look, it's sort of struggling here. Pink bar signal means pink means pay attention, but look what it's done ever since. 2 inside weeks in a row. The market doesn't know whether to go up or to go down. It really has no idea. So it's sort of fumbling in the dark trying to figure this out. But in a way, this is really almost like a mini box. Sort of like, well, we'll call it like there so that you can see it. And basically, since you're getting signals here, but the reactions haven't triggered anything, wait for the trigger. If the trigger is higher, well, then we're buying, baby. And if the trigger's a little lower, well, then we're going to be selling. But right now, it's inconclusive. There are no actionable signals at the moment. There's no actionable triggers. Don't trade just because you think it's going to go. Wait for the market to show you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Here we go. Ethereum. Look at that. Rippage, and now, time to sell. And now it's coming back down a bit. Great run. Is that a blow off? Well, I don't know. Could be. I don't know. Usually we only learn what something was a few weeks after the fact. It's very hard to call it in the moment. Most of the time you need to look back, and then it's like, oh, that's what it's doing. Okay. Oh, I got it now. So anyways, this one, proxy for growth. Pink bar, sort of trying to figure out what to do, means pay attention. Because something bad could happen doesn't mean it will. Right here, Bitcoin. Yellow is all-time high. Notice how everyone was talking about how Bitcoin is going to like a million. Oh, it hits all-time highs. It's going, baby. Well, what did it do? What'd they do? They sold it. They sold it right here in this bar, right here, the big red volume. So right now, the bulls have been checked a little bit. And now we get to see, probably it goes sideways here because everybody's so bullish on it. It'd be hard to see it really dropping a lot, but it could go sideways for a while. Gold, box breakout, textbook box breakout. Now gold's not exactly a ripper, but that's still pretty good in terms of if you bought buy and hold, that looks pretty good. High yield bonds going sideways. See, there's the pink signal, but it hasn't really definitively said bullish, but it hasn't really definitively said bearish either. Software, that's probably a box. I've been meaning to update that one. Housing, pink back here, but it's sort of drifted higher. The demand for housing is probably pretty darn huge in this country. Home builders are probably a great area to be in for a long time. Russell 2000, right here, it had a box breakout, a very underwhelming one. See right here, no volume whatsoever. Which one's that? It's somewhere in here. And here, this is how I judge it. Come on, straight line. There we go. Put it roughly there. This is technically a sort of a breakout failure, but it hasn't completely failed, but it sort of triggered. Anyways, it's not all that exciting. And the biggest message I can give you, just from my years of experience, is if it's muddled like this, there's no signal, there's no trade. The best trades are crystal clear. Like, man, they stick out. You can't help but notice them. Healthcare right here, that prick Obama. He ruined healthcare for everyone. That's forming roughly a box here. Let's make it a little bigger. And roughly like there, we got a box range. It's going sideways. If you want lower healthcare, vote Republican. Stop voting for these crazy Democrats. Let's see here. What do we got? Transportations. So, went up. This here is an inside bar. The way you play inside bars is you just draw lines across, and then whichever way price breaks, that's your signal. In this case, it went up, tried to figure out, now it's sort of going down a little. I mean, I wouldn't be throwing money around on this one, but it's about interpretation. Slightly bearish, but nothing crazy. Kind of represents the last few weeks we've been having. Equal weighted NASDAQ doing all right. Interesting that the equal weighted is, yeah, right in the all-time highs here. Let's throw in a line right there. Right about there. Interesting. Hovering around all-time highs. Fizz with gold. Yeah, I still got some of that. That's a hedge against tomfoolery. What do we got here? The QQQs. Pink bar, pay attention. Sort of a bearish shooter bar coloring. We got a couple of big weeks here, but look what it does. It gaps open this week. This is more of a yeah, we're going sideways message than it is a we're dropping message. Pink bar said pay attention. Hey, we might be changing direction. The current direction is sideways. RSP equal weighted S&P going up. Looking fine. U.S. economy doing well. Interest rates. Short-term rates are going up a little bit. When this price goes down, that means rates are going up. But nothing crazy, but it's certainly not, well, it could be better. Semiconductors, look at this right here. That is a shooter bar. And a shooter is an inverse hammer, and they tend to be bearish. And look at that. There's the trigger. So, anybody notice semiconductors struggling a little bit these days? Well, there you go. There's your proxy for it. Now, is it awful? Should you be shorting them? No. But there's a signal, and then it's sort of activated, but it's just not that bearish of a signal. So, but it may mean semiconductors may go sideways. I think we're seeing a theme here, sideways. But look here at the S&P 500. There's that pink bar, pay attention. Sort of a signal bar, but it didn't trigger. Now it's almost going to trigger to the upside. S&P is so freaking strong. It's amazing. Look at that. Whoop, no, I don't want to delete everything. So, yeah, is the bull market over? No. It might morph a little bit, but look at this crazy run up. Anybody who's talking bearish and shorting now, it's just not yet. The market hasn't said it. SPYs, look at that. Same thing as the others. Sentiment, nothing crazy. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. Sentiment. Sentiment right here in the middle. Nothing crazy. No extremes. Extremes are where trend reversals really tend to happen. The POS solar sector. Yeah, enough said. Treasuries, look at that, coming down a little bit, but I mean, there's nothing conclusive here. Uranium sideways, VIX sideways, commercial real estate, big sideways. Home builders up and to the right. Oil and gas, look at that, the XLE having a box breakout. Now, so far this looks sort of weak, but there's your yellow bar buy signal trigger, which launched it. And if you bought into it here, yeah, it's been a month, but it's up. Oil and gas going up. Financials going up. That's mostly JP Morgan, I think. My dad loves Jamie Dimon. All right. Now let's go to list 2. Big volume textbook box breakout leaders. These should be the best of the best. And I moved a few around, but this list should be looking pretty good. Look at APP. Box breakout here, and it's been going higher ever since. Broadcom, coming a little bit, but we know semiconductors been struggling a little bit. That makes perfect sense. Here we go, tasers. What a great stock this was from all the way down here. Yeah, we should have been buying it. Oh well. The bros, the brothers. Textbook Darvas box breakout right here, big volume. I own it right here in the by the blue circle, and I noticed it right here, and you know that's how you interpret market signals. We got a hammer bar here. If you didn't take it, you then had a yellow bar buy signal here. That's what got me to take it, and look at it now. So I'm hoping this turns into a very long-term hold. I mean, I want to hold this for years. So we'll see what happens. Sell 8 right here, comes in a bit hot. See how it's above the Bollinger Bands here? So a natural, call it a reaction, as Livermore might say, forming an inside bar, and you know, you should probably already be in it down in here or something. If you're buying on week 3, well, you're screwed, and you got to deal with it. But if you buy it right, then you can sit tight. That's the whole point. Coin, there's that box breakout right there. I mean, it looks fine. Carvana. I am long this one, and it is forming an inside bar. Now, some of these openings, like today, the opening, it's down $1.91. Yeah, that sucks. I'd prefer it to be keep going higher, but I'm happy to sit with a profit, and where it's a textbook breakout, or you know, everything looks good. There's no warning signals. There we go. You know, sit and make money. Dash. I've been long this one since back here in November. Moving higher. Keep ordering takeout, folks. Deckers. Now look at this. Here is a bear shooter bar with a giant volume, and so far the reaction has been an inside weak. Well, if you're long this deck, well, maybe you might want to keep a close eye on it right here. If it breaks downwards, it'll violate the box here, and this might be a big permanent sell signal. You never know. At this point, you might want to look at it on different time frames. Like, let's look at it monthly. There's a potential signal, but we've got 10 days left in the month, or 12 days or whatever. So this might not pan out, but it's interesting how it's forming a signal. So you got to keep that in mind. Multiple time frames. Elf, I'm long Elf from down here. Yeah, I wish it would keep going up, but hey, this doesn't bother me at all. Here we go. Textbook box breakout in Geo. It's the second one since January. Got 1 and 2, and the original back here. Just a lovely trend. If you can learn how to sit and ride trends, oh, life gets so much easier. Hood, another good one here. Inside bar. Now you might be thinking about maybe taking profits here, along the bottom somewhere in here, but you know, that's each individual's choice. It's how much do you believe, how much conviction do you have in the run. T moving higher. This one always struggles a little bit. Notice here, blue bar signal, excess exuberism, and then it's sold off the next week, red. That's in character with my research, but it doesn't mean it's awful. Just and now here it's slowly rebounding. Good stock. I don't trade it, but nothing really wrong with it. Netflix, I sold it a couple of weeks ago up here. It's now back to, it's now making me feel stupid. Maybe I should have kept it. Well, that's the breaks. Let's see any signals. NVIDIA, right here, signal inside. What does it do? It's working its way higher. Are there any warning signals in here? Nothing I can see. Now, maybe on other time frames there might be, but so far nothing. Opera, yellow bar signal, yeah, doing okay. A little bit of selling right here, so you'd want to see this form up if you're interested in it, but keep an eye on them. Oracle mentioned this one on Twitter. Look at that. The Root had a bad day today, but look how far it's come. And see right here, yellow bar buy signal. I screwed up because I saw it and I didn't take any. And I've been told all about this one. So I'm not going to punish myself by not buying it, but I'll keep an eye on it. I see I'm long this one. Looks fine. This here bar, yeah, told me that it was a little hot. Probably would sell off, but that's okay. If you're prepared, it doesn't make a difference. Square not doing much. Problem with Square, in my opinion, it's already got a giant market cap. So anything good is already going to be baked in. STA, I'm long this one. Look at that. Box breakout, doing great. And who knows, maybe it might turn up and go a lot higher. At least that's what I hope. Uber, no real signals. Venom. This one's a good one for oil and gas. Income, I own this in my income stuff. But just, I keep it here just to keep an eye on it because it tends to represent the sector real well. All right, let's go to list 3, which are sort of bullish but not textbook. Let's see here, Airbnb. Ugh, what a difficult one. Look at the torture it is owning this one. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, the trend is up, but, you know, you really got to believe in that one. Amazon, any signals? No. Here you go, ARM right here. Now, notice here, this is sort of like a box in its own right. From the shooter bar right here, look at that range. It's going to take a lot of work for a price to go above that range. So long as it's in this range, it's okay. But if it starts dropping down in here, well, longs, you may be in trouble. Bell, this one I'm keeping an eye on, but why do I have it in this list? Remember, I tried it here. Oh, it was this signal right here. Well, notice this signal here, that's a hammer, and the reaction sucked. Look at that drop down. So this one shouldn't really even be in here. Let's move it. And we'll move this to just basic. This one, God, look at this trend. It's just incredible. Here's a box breakout. I'm expecting this one to hopefully the volume gets above average. Since it hasn't yet, I stashed it in this list. Crocs, yep. It had a breakout here, but no volume. Then the volume came a week later. So it's just, yeah, it's going up, but it's not perfect. Dell, yep, all looks good. There's Bitcoin. Google. Yellow bar buy signal on Google. Well, you had a hammer bar signal here. If you bought it this next week, you're up. And then if you owned it, you're up again. Wow, trading, it's so easy. OII, look at that. Oh, wait a minute, that's in the wrong list. That, sir, is a textbook Darvas box breakout. Now, is this the biggest breakout which you've ever seen? No. It's just, it fits the criteria. Now, when everybody's probably trading SMCI, look at what we got there. An inside week, there's your downside trigger. If you are wondering where to get out, there's your get out. Around 10, what level is that? 1,000, call it 1025. Yeah, 1025, right there. That's your get out of town level. If you are long, you should have bailed by now. Now, I saw this shooter bar here, and I sold back down here. It was kind of hard getting back in, so I just let it go. And frankly, I had no idea it was going to go into the thousands. but it did, but it just hasn't stuck. There's one other thing I saw on the monthly. Oh, look at that. That's a bearish shooter bar right there. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to trigger down, but if it does, well, what's to stop it from going back down to 700 or to 500? So you got to pay attention to the multiple time frames. Is this a buy right here? Absolutely not. Is it a sell? Well, probably. But the ideal spot was up here at 1025. BRT, yeah, it just keeps going, keeps trucking higher. All right, let's look at a bearish list, and we'll keep this moving along because I want to keep it relatively short and sweet. AMD, there is a bearish shooter bar, and look, this one triggered. If you shorted AMD anywhere up here in the low 200s, you're making money. You're already up 20 bucks. Now, is it going to come farther down? Yeah, I don't know. But it could come all the way down here to the moving average. Call it 160 maybe? Could. But that's the thing. If you're up here at 200, could you foresee it going down to 160 or so? Well, this bar says maybe AMD's peak for now. And look how it stands out on the, when we move the screen around. Let's look at the monthly. Well, the monthly, but look how hot the monthly is. Above the Bollinger Band right there. It's just so hot above it. Yeah, AMD's has peaked for a bit, in my opinion. Berkshire. Costco had that big down move. But then, notice here, volume analysis. Big red down, okay? Well, what did buyers do? They stepped up. They printed a lot of buy tickets, and they soaked it all up. And that's why the price here hasn't crashed. It might go sideways for a while, but, demand was there. What's next here? The Dogger. Nothing much. I'll usually put stuff in this list because it's got a big pink bar, and that's a maybe. But look at that. ESTC, down. Oh, ML. I own this one. I've owned it all the way back since August. Big green breakout. Bigger pullback on bigger red. Not cool. But yeah, so far, look, prices has rebounded a little bit. Back above the line. Interesting. Now, volume's going to be a lot lighter, but maybe this was a one-time sell affair. I don't know. At the moment, I don't see any warning signals to sell out. Shopify, sideways. Snowflake. I'm short this one. Look at that. Look how awful this is. Big red volume. Now, this could potentially be a turnaround, but I don't think so. But right now, my stop is roughly the top of this bar right here. And then next week, I'll adjust it down further. This one breaking down, SoFi. Tesla, I'm still short, even though it had a great day the other day. But look at that. Should I be worried about this at the moment? No. All it's doing is forming an inside week, and we don't know how this inside week's going to resolve. Now, I will be concerned if this high stays put like that, and we got to break that. In fact, maybe this is a great time to put an alert on it right now. Set an alert. But at the moment, everything looks... nothing's changed from the short case. Workday. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? They were all selling Workday. ZS, I'm short this one still. And look at that. Just 3 weeks of big red sell volume. Not much of a rebound, but, we'll see how it ends up. Again, if you can sit You can make a lot of money. Sit and interpret correctly. Okay, list five, worst of the worst. Let's wrap this up. Uh, Good day today, but up 4%, but it's coming off of these lows. This is still a bearish pattern, but we'll see how it's going. Apple, I'm short Apple, and frankly, so far I probably should have covered it right here, but I haven't because I was traveling, and all this was happening yesterday when I was on the plane. Now that I'm back, I'm like, ugh, maybe I should have, maybe I should have covered it. But I think the news that Apple's partnering with Google's pile of trash AI. So let's see how this week ends. Worst case, I move my stop up to here and I simply make a few bucks from where I shorted up here. Not everything goes as planned, but so far, well, we'll see what happens. This one, yep, that's a box breakdown, no volume, pullback. That's a breakout failure. That's a box breakdown. And even though it had a good day today, it's coming from these low levels. People could be buying it at the moving averages and stuff, but I'm not that type of trader. Breakdown. I'm convinced this software is useless, the Asana software, but I don't know for sure. Well, look at that. Oh, Dwack attack. Yeah, Dwack I put here. That's a box breakdown. Now, it looks like they're fighting to keep it afloat, but there's nothing there from a long side signal, in my opinion. Sideways. Boy, a big dogfight on this one right here, but nothing, no signal, no actionable signals. And that's what I'm looking for, actionable signals. Skirting the lows here. No, look at that, MDB. How dare MDB drop? My namesake. But that doesn't look too good. This here is a white bar sell signal. It's telling you that, hey, maybe they don't really want that one right now. Another one that's working its way downwards. Probably the one trade Nancy Pelosi loses money on. Unheard of. Sideways. Yep, right here, Roblox. That's a box breakdown. Now, rig, this one is on the comeback. I'm almost thinking this one doesn't deserve to be in here. Let's put it back here in the regular list. Because if oil and energy come back, that one's probably going to do just fine. Rivian. Well, there may be some green buyers in here. This is still bearish. This is still ultra bearish. Maybe this is a signal forming here, but I don't see any buyable signals. Do you? Nope, nothing, nothing. And the last list here, and then I'll show you a little bit of S&P 500 data. Woo! Let's see, nothing there. Oh, this is technically bearish. I don't even know why I'm looking at this one. Just keep an eye on things. Sometimes I'll just stash tickers just to see. Everybody loved this one, yet where's the bull signal here? I don't see it. I see maybe one right here, and it lasted for all of 2 seconds. Otherwise, it's a chop. It's a mess. You had a breakout right here, but I guess that breakout is still active, but it's just not clear. And that's what we want. We want clear signals. CrowdStrike. DKNG. Moving higher. Slow but steady. Nothing really there. Any signals here? Well, that's interesting. DocuSign. That's potentially bearish. And what does it do? A bullish reaction. means the market's saying, yeah, you bears, you might be a little bit wrong. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing. Oh, Jumia. If you bought the box breakout, well, you should still be long. I have no idea what's going on there. More inside weeks. Oh, look at that. Microsoft. Box breakout. Though it is weak at the moment. Low volume, but let's put it in the bullish signals list. What is this one? Cloudflare, nothing that I can see. Well, Qualcomm had a bearish signal right here. And yeah, now this is triggered to the downside. So if you were looking to get out this trade, well, you had one chance here, one chance here. But it may do fine, I don't know. Box breakout on the Stinger. And again, in more oil and energy. Let's put this in the bullish list. This one, any other signals? This one should be in the bullish list also. Notice how energy names are starting to be in the bullish list. It's a form of relative strength. All of a sudden, yeah, maybe there's trades in energy. So, okay. Well, that wraps up the charts. Let's take a quick look at the financial numbers here. Latest S&P 500 data as of March 14th. That's 5 days ago. And we notice here that the index is 99% reported. So these numbers are it. And look at the growth. The growth percentage here, we have an average of almost 16% going forward. Now that's pretty good. Steady Eddie. Look at this. Steady growth is projected. Now the only question is, how much should we pay for that growth? Now the market tends to look ahead around 6 months or so. So 6 months from today, 1, 2, that means we're paying about a 26 PE with almost a 23 forward PE for that set of earnings in the future. So based on this handy little chart, anything above 25 is bubble territory. And the reason why I put above 25 is that's what history tells us. So technically, investors that buy the S&P 500 today are paying bubble prices. It's not a discounted value, but with all this growth ahead, no wonder investors are paying up. They're saying, I got to get it, man. I need my hit. I need the fix. If we stayed at this level of 51.78 for the next few months, well, yeah, then it might get cheaper and be a better value. But right now, investors are paying up. But they're paying up probably because they expect 2 more years of good earnings? Maybe they should pay up. All right, last thing we'll look at, sentiment. This is the NAM sentiment, and look at this. 104. Are you serious? That just says red hot to me. Now, it's probably coming because of AI and technology and all that, but if this just tells me, and it's 6 days ago, we'll get a new number tomorrow, but this just tells me it's time to take a rest. Doesn't mean a crash, doesn't mean everything's going down, but it just means that things are red hot and probably need to cool off a little bit. So anyways, with that, we know that there's few signals. The market is going sideways. Can't seem to make up its mind. But sideways is okay. It's better than going down. So the conclusion is hold the course and wait until a real signal shows up. So I hope you find this helpful and have a good rest of the week trading.